Built by millimeters, a coral adds just 5 millimeters of skeleton in a year, yet millions of those tiny builders stack to form structures visible from space. In weeks, a 2-degree rise can bleach them white. I am Avatar Maxwell, and on Circuit Reality, you'll learn how zooxanthellae make rock and why 5,000 years can vanish in a decade.
Roughly the dimensions of a pencil eraser. Billions of them built structures you can see from space. The Great Barrier Reef stretches 2,300 kilometers, New York to Denver, built by animals you could hold on your thumbnail. Most people think corals are plants. They're colonial animals, relatives of jellyfish. They just happen to be really good at architecture. Each polyp secretes a limestone cup beneath itself, then it clones itself. Those clones build more cups. Decades give you a colony. Centuries, a reef. Branching corals can grow 20 centimeters a year, knee height in 5 years. Massive boulder corals, half a centimeter annually. Fingernail speed. Inside every coral polyp live microscopic algae. We're talking about vast, microscopic colonies. They photosynthesize and feed the coral sugars. It's a strange biological arrangement, yet it's remarkably effective. Every coral is an apartment building where each unit hosts a tiny solar company that powers the whole structure and pays rent and food. The algae provide up to 90% of the coral's energy. Without them, most reef building stops. Just stops. That energy fuels calcification. Corals pull calcium and carbonate from seawater and crystallize it into aragonite. Limestone, the reef skeleton. Reefs cover less than 1% of the ocean floor. They support about a quarter of all marine species at some point in their lives. Parrotfish bite chunks of coral and excrete sand. They're literally making beaches. Cleaner wrasse runs service stations where fish queue up for parasite removal. The survival and livelihoods of hundreds of millions of people are tied directly to these underwater cities. Reefs also act like submerged breakwaters, absorbing wave energy before it hits coastlines. Maybe the most underrated ecosystem service on the planet. A healthy reef can reduce wave energy by up to 97%. Once a year, usually after a full moon, many corals release millions of eggs and sperm simultaneously. It looks like an underwater snowstorm in reverse. Mass spawning. The larvae drift on currents, settle on hard surfaces, and metamorphose into new polyps. That's how reefs spread and recover. Those larvae need clean water, the right temperature, and available space. Change any of those variables and recruitment collapses. Water temperature rises just 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above normal for several weeks. Corals expel their algae. They lose their solar panels. And their color, coral bleaching. The white you're seeing isn't death. It's the limestone skeleton showing through translucent tissue. But it's a countdown. Scientists measure heat stress in degree heating weeks. 4 DHW triggers significant bleaching. 8 or more often means mass mortality. We've hit 8 multiple times since 2015. I had to read the 2017 Hughes paper 3 times before I believed it. The Great Barrier Reef was slammed by consecutive bleaching events, one right after the other, leaving no room for recovery. Bleached corals can recover if the water cools quickly and local conditions are good. But repeated stress within a few years, reefs flip from coral cities to algae-covered rubble. Ocean acidification is the other crisis. It's quieter. As CO2 enters the ocean, it reacts with the water to create carbonic acid, which steadily pushes the pH level downward. That reduces carbonate ions, the building blocks corals need. Baking a cake, but someone keeps removing the sugar. The cake still forms, but it's crumbly and weak. Coral skeletons become fragile. Storms break them more easily. The Orr paper from 2005 predicted this. Today, we aren't just predicting these shifts, we're witnessing them unfold right before our eyes. Calcification rates have already dropped measurably on reefs worldwide. Some corals fluoresce. Shine blue light on them at night and they glow neon green, pink, orange. It's not just beautiful, it's functional. These fluorescent proteins likely protect the algae from too much light or help distribute it more evenly. They're also why coral research has revolutionized cell biology. Those proteins are now lab tools. Drill a core from a massive coral and you'll see growth bands, like tree rings. Each band is a year. Some corals are over 400 years old. Scientists read these bands to reconstruct past ocean temperatures, bleaching events, even storm damage. Corals are living climate archives. They're telling us the current rate of change is unprecedented.
You just saw the chemistry, polyps pumping ions to crystallize aragonite, and what 2 degrees Celsius of warming does when symbiosis collapses. We watched half the Great Barrier Reef vanish between 2016 and 2020. Next, can nurseries, selective breeding, or assisted evolution actually scale? Subscribe to Circuit Reality. Cities built by animals. Their future is our choice.